What's happening, people? We're live from E3, and we have Colin McRae from the EA Sports FIFA team, and we've got some questions for him. So first up, I just finished playing FIFA 14, and one of the first things I noticed is the gameplay is a little bit slower, and that it's a lot more physical. So it could be that moment. A lot of people have been asking about it. They've been waiting. It's going to be strength versus pace, and is this year the year that it evens out?
Well, we've always been wanting to build more pace into the game, and not just paces in terms of speed, but giving you the ability to dictate the tempo of the game, and not make it a sprint-based game, not always have that level of sort of frantic gameplay. So you've got the ability to do it as you would on the pitch, to like build up play. So see how the pitch is unfolding, see what players are doing, identify the runs, and build up the play towards the attack. And another big thing that happens in the game this year is really bringing that element of the player momentum into it. So when you are sprinting, it's going to take you a little bit more time to accelerate up into that sprint, but it's also going to take you more time to decelerate out of that. That's the true biomechanics of players that we haven't been able to replicate. So for both what we're doing on current gen for 360 and PlayStation 3, and for the next generation on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, that element of that true player emotion, that element of having the player's momentum, the true physics of the movement really be replicated in the game.
Okay, so something I did notice when I was playing is that Falcao looks like he's going to be on point. We've complained a lot in FIFA 13 about him lacking some pace here and there, and what my man Colin is saying is that power is going to come into play and momentum is going to come into play now. So if you catch a run at the right speed, then you can take off and go on to goal. And I noticed some crazy touches. Is there going to be a lot of new animations in terms of first touch control, especially in the air when you're battling out for the balls in 50-50 opportunities?
Yeah, so a couple of great examples of things that we're able to do on the new consoles that hasn't been possible before. The first you called out already. So in current generation, you can only have two players contest the ball, or two players go for a header at one time, which is not very realistic, and it really sort of takes you out of that moment. Now with the power of the next generation consoles, the new memory and things like that, now we have the ability to have like 3-4 players contest a header in the box or all over the pitch, which really adds like that authenticity. And as well, all these new touches and all these new animations that we can again drive with the new consoles. So touches to the outside, more lofted balls, more angulation, using the ball physics that we're bringing into the game this year as well, really adds to that variety of animation and stuff like that. So you're not seeing repetitive plays or repetitive animations. You're really seeing that like true variety, and the players being able to use their natural abilities to give you new movements and new behaviors that you've never seen before.
And another big change that I noticed when I was playing the game, and everyone's going to notice this immediately, is that the skill move system is different. You no longer have to hold the LT trigger if you're on the Xbox when you're executing skill moves. And that's something that's been around in FIFA since 2008 when they implemented the whole new skill move system. So I was wondering, what made the change? Why change it now? It's been about 5 or 6 years, and a lot of people have loved how skill moves have been executed.
So, I mean, people love their skill moves, and we don't want to sort of take that away, but to make the game more fluid, to make the game more authentic, we've been obviously moving a lot of that stuff to the right stick to make things more contextual and make them more natural to the gameplay movement, rather than it being a button push or having that depth of like 30-40 different skill moves that you have to remember. So those things are there, so we're not going to take those things away from people, but what we're trying to do is make them more contextual, make them more just more natural in terms of the way that the gameplay is unfolding, so that you can make a move with some skill, with a little bit of flair still whenever you want to do that, but to do it in a more natural way that lets the gameplay unfold as it would in the real world.
So more on the fly skill moves is what Colin sounds like he's summarizing up for us. And another big question the community's been asking a lot this year, and I might have to explain this to you, but do you believe in scripting? Is scripting real? Is handicapping real? And are you familiar with these terms?
I am absolutely familiar with these terms, and we've done it many times with the community before, so we will do it again. The game is not scripted. Those elements of people perceiving that there are elements that are not natural to how the gameplay unfolds, those are not in the game. What is cool this year though is there really is a true sense of momentum in the game, and that momentum comes from the emotion of the game. So what you're going to see, especially on the on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this year, is how the crowd and how the players react. They're going to do that contextually based on what's unfolding in the match. So I'll give you one example. If your team is down and there's only 5 minutes left in the match and the ball goes out for a header, that player's going to run and get the ball. They're going to encourage the ball boy to get the ball to them faster. So you're going to sense increase the momentum of a match in terms of the urgency that players are going to have, but it's not the way that the community sort of viewed it in the past.
So it's just being realistic, guys. Quit complaining about losing matches in the 90th minute. And the last question I have here for Colin is, I want to know a little bit more about the competitive side of FIFA. Things have been picking up a lot in the last couple of years. We have Virgin Gaming, we have FIFA Interactive World Cup. Are there going to be more announcements, more tournaments, future news? Let us know.
You know, nothing to really talk about right now. Obviously, like FIFA Interactive World Cup, we had our biggest year ever in terms of the number of registrants and the size and the scope of the event. Virgin Gaming continues to click on, and you guys and everyone else is really involved in it. So nothing real big to announce right now, but we're going to continue investing in the Interactive World Cup as our sort of main sort of project around competitive.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge shout out to Sweet Patch TV, and thank you so much, Colin. I really appreciate your time.